All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Today, we are breaking down a partnership between Trump and Mark Cuban that's got the internet completely on fire, guys. This is it's actually really cool what they're doing, but mixed reviews online. And then we're actually going to see what The View has to say about this new partnership. And finally, guys, a woman in California, she gets sentenced in a shocking voter fraud case. I don't know. It just, something feels off. Something, I don't know. We'll have to discuss it when we get there. But before, let's start with Donald Trump, President Trump, as he discusses this partnership between Mark Cuban and himself.
At the TrumpRx.gov should always be your first stop before you go to the pharmacy to pick up your prescription, and you'll certainly be checking on your pharmacy by doing this, and at a minimum, you'll know what you're supposed to be paying. I want to thank the leaders of several major pharmacies and generic drug makers who are partnering with us on this effort, including the co-founder of Cost Plus Drugs, Mark Cuban. Mark, thank you very much, Mark. Looking good, Mark.
Oh,
Mark.
snap.
We have the same thing, one thing in common. We want to make people better and keep them wealthy, right? Good to be with you. Vice President of Amazon Pharmacy, Tanvi Patel.
All right. So there we go. There's the introductions. Basically, it looks like they're teaming up to do a TrumpRx.gov where it's going to have prescription costs be a lot lower. And that's really the business of it. Now let's go over and listen to what Cuban has to say. You know, I don't know if you know much about these guys' feud, but to me, this is actually pretty cool. You know, that's just me personally. But let's see now what Mark has to say about this TrumpRx.gov.
Mr. President, I think other than you, I've been the biggest proponent of TrumpRx.
All right.
And the reason for that is Republicans want cheaper drugs, independents want cheaper drugs, Democrats want cheaper drugs, and together, I think we're going to do something special. What makes Cost Plus Drugs different is that when you click through TrumpRx to our site, not only will you see a great price, but you'll see our actual cost and that we only mark it up 15%.
Oh, dang.
And what makes this incredible, Mr. President, all the volume and all the people that are going to come from the site, as our volumes go up, our costs go down, which means we'll be ending up charging less to people over a period of time. So this is a special announcement. This is a special partnership. 559 of those drugs are ours, so we're really excited to be part of this. Thank you so much for having me. And I'll turn it over to Chris.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? That's amazing, guys. To me, that's absolutely amazing. They're coming together. They're gonna create this TrumpRx. It's already created, and it's gonna lower the cost. They're taking out the middleman. Like, all these things sound so good about it. You know, I don't see what everybody could be so upset about. I mean, you know, I guess unexpected partnership, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's great for all the American people. And Mark Cuban says everyone should be happy about this, but I guarantee you we'll find plenty of progressive liberals, Democrats, whatever you want to call them, very upset at the idea that Mr. Mark Cuban there is working with, the guy himself, Trump. Oh, these people. So anyways, you know, they finished up this meeting, but I got to show you this one scene. I got to show you this. This to me is absolutely hilarious. And this to me just kind of represents Trump, like, and just some of the stuff he says. Anyways, check it out, guys. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
President, it's pretty remarkable seeing you and Mark Cuban up there, and the fact that obviously Mark endorsed Kamala Harris back in 2021.
Well, he made a mistake. It was a big mistake.
What does this say about what you two are building here?
Well, it says we love people. We love our country. He's got a good company, and he's going to do a lot of business with this. And I'm going to get drugs out through.
Oh,
Amazon,
man. There it is. There it is. That's the moment right there that put the internet on fire. These progressive Democrats and all these whatever they want to call themselves, man. You know, they hear he's making fun of our president. She should have been it. You know, and he was like, he made a mistake, and then he laughs. So I get it. I get why the the internet's on fire. But let's take a look at something real quick. I want to show you something, and I want to. You tell me. Let's look at this. Check this out real quick. Okay, so right here, Trump and Cuban. If you don't know, these guys, they don't like each other, right? They have said some of the meanest things to each other. I'm telling right now, this is just a few things. Like, they really have said some mean things to each other. And if you look at it, though, the idea that even though these guys can say what they say to each other, they can still be grown up, right? They can still have that level of respect when they're next to each other, to get along, shake hands, and get a business deal done that's going to be good for all of America. Like, it's crazy to me to see the people that are so upset at Cuban for working with Trump. Like, what is going on, guys? You're not even seeing what these guys are doing. You're just falling for the Kool-Aid. And to really show you, I can show you. Check it out. There it is right there. Liberals roast Mark Cuban, guys. Like, they love this guy, right? When he was doing the pharmacy and all that and saving all this money, oh my God, they loved him. He was a different type of billionaire. He supports the Democratic Party. He's with us. Absolutely loved him. Now this guy goes and he makes a deal with Trump, right? to make prescription drugs even cost less for us Americans. When he goes and does that, they start ripping him apart. They're so mad, and it's like, what are you mad over? What exactly are you mad over? It's okay. It's okay to actually not agree, but still be able to be like, you know what? He's a good guy. Maybe I don't agree on this one. We'll see where it goes. But just to absolutely hate the guy, like, come on, guys. We gotta do better. But not a shock that this is how people think, because we're now going to go over and show you The View and what The View are saying about Mark and Trump's new business. I don't know if it's going to shock you, but we'll see. All right, let's watch it.
Okay.
First of all,
all right.
You lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. All right, that's number one. And
nice.
Mark Cuban, I've always liked him, but this is a mistake. And once Trump puts his name on prescriptions, we're all going to die. Okay? Yeah. Oh. He put his name on the Trump shuttle, the Trump vodka, the Trump University, the Trump hotel, and my favorite, the casinos. That all went
you know what? Before we let her talk, let's just pause for a second there, guys. Listen to the way The View is talking about this to their I don't know, probably hundreds of thousands of viewers, maybe 500,000 viewers, but enough viewers that is eating this stuff up, and they literally believe what they're saying. She's literally, you can go back, search The View, Mark Cuban, and you'll see them all high-fiving him, loving him. But now he goes and does this with Trump, and not even giving it a chance, just automatically saying it has to be bad because Trump's name's on it. Look at everything he's done. Look at all these failed businesses. We don't know how he's a billionaire, but is he a billionaire? Oh no, he's only a millionaire. No, he's more than, like, come on, guys, stop. This is the Trump derangement syndrome being created. This is how it's created. The View spews this crap. All right, let's go on. I could talk about that for a while, so let's just go on here.
existing drugs.
Whatever.
It's a
If he's
marketplace for
involved with it.
No, I literally
push back, yeah.
a medication that I had to take for IVF is a tenth of the price on Trump RX. I don't, whatever, it's tacky that his name is on it. Mark Cuban has dedicated his life to bringing down prescription drug costs. The average family, 1/3 of Americans cut back on essential foods and utilities to be able to cover their prescription drug costs. You're not going to convince me that just because Trump's involved, we should be like, screw it, don't bring down
Oh my
if he's
goodness.
going to make a profit out of
Let's
it,
pause real
don't
quick,
take
man.
it.
Let's pause real quick.
No, Americans are struggling.
That woman is making such a valid point, and that's what all these other women on The View should be doing. Sure, you can disagree that it's Donald Trump. You can disagree. You can say Trump's had some businesses that have failed. Whatever. Say whatever it is, right? But focus on like the good of this thing. What if it does work? What if it does help a lot of people out? She even brought up her own case where she said it would be cheaper for her. But it's like these people, they just can't tell the truth. They have to play this role online, like on their show. You know, it's sick, man. It's absolutely sick. Anyways, let's see what this one has to say. She has her finger already, so it must be very important.
No, he is a failed businessman. Right. And if you heard what he said, we both want to make people wealthy. He didn't say
so
healthy.
I should
Oh.
pay 10 times more
He
for
said
my
wealthy, which
medication.
Oh my
means to
goodness.
me that there's
Wait a second,
something
Sonny. You're
in
not
it for
well
him.
intentioned.
This is not a
You're straight up lying to your audience right now. You're lying. Everybody, go back. I will put a timestamp on this moment to take you back to show you what Trump said. Right? She said the second part of it. Right? And you can argue what he meant. You can debate what he meant by the second part. But go back and look, guys. I'm telling you right now. Sonny, shame on you. Absolute shame.
He cashes in on Sunny, but what this does is it helps
Sarah, he
American
is not a
people.
well-intentioned person.
Wow.
He is not doing this out of the
guys
goodness
are
of his heart.
Nobody
He's doing this to make money.
No one thinks he's doing
Joy,
it out
we're
of
the
goodness of
wealthiest
his heart.
country and we pay the most for
There
drugs.
could be
The people
shortcuts
that are
involved.
literally suffering illnesses and cannot pay for their medicine.
Jeez.
I can't think of a sicker
Right.
business model.
Okay.
Bring
Oh
down
my
the
God.
prices, and if you're going to get results on this, call it Donald Trump medicine. I don't care what you call it.
There are countries all over this world, especially in Scandinavia, that have national health insurance. They do not
they're
want to
smaller
have
than
that.
New
That
Jersey,
would bring
like
down the
America.
cost of drugs and health care.
yes.
But in the
they don't want that.
They have
call that
concepts
social-
Okay, I gotta pause it real
And right
quick.
now
Sorry,
this
guys.
is a
I know we gotta
place
finish this
where
up, but
in the
I gotta
meantime,
pause real quick. She literally just said that in Scandinavia, they actually have government-run insurance. Why don't they do that? Really? You've been spending all this time tearing up this Trump RX to get lower drug prices. You've been tearing it up, but Trump comes out and says, "Hey, we're going to do government-run insurance where I'm going to control it." Oh, no King's Rally. We got to get our signs. He's trying to control our insurance. Let's watch The View. They said they would have. No, what? Man, these people are so hard to follow. All right, guys, let's finish this one up. I'm telling you right now, this one's kind of tough. Yeah, please do.
So
You're
naive.
saying, if I may speak, so you're saying that in the meantime, while he remains in office for the next 2 years, people should just not have access to cheaper drugs
Wow.
because Trump put his name on it?
Anything he touches is safe.
Wow.
Literally,
Whoopi over
I can
here.
literally
You know,
order a
victim
prescription
Whoopi over
drug
here.
that I
She
need.
says, yeah, no, don't get cheaper drugs if it's run through Trump. And then her audience just laughs. Oh, how funny that we have to pay more. Oh, these people are so smart. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. All right, let's finish it up. Yeah.
For a tenth of the cost because of this, and it's not
Don't
just giving
believe
Trump credit.
anything he says.
It's
Alyssa.
real.
my
Go
goodness,
in there and
guys.
read it.
Can
It
you
is right
believe
there. I
that?
get
Can you
Follow
believe
them.
what we just watched? All the manipulation, all the lying, let's focus on this part instead of the other part. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what I want to do is I'll spend a minute just, going over what I feel this could be, right? Am I right? No, but let's just go over. I just want to go over real quick. Okay. To me, this is the easiest way to explain it real quick right here. Trump RX versus Big Pharma, right? Traditionally, it's going to be $120. Direct, it's going to be about $30, and this is just an example. But look at all the hidden costs that comes from traditional pharma, right? Big pharma, right there. Look at. You got the middleman, right? This stuff is made in China, right? Then they got the pharmacy, the insurance, and then they finally got the price that adjusts and everything, right? After everybody has made their millions and millions and millions of dollars, you finally get your insurance to cover, so you're only paying $120 instead of $7,000, right? There's just an example. Direct pricing, they're going to bring manufacturing back. I think it was Pittsburgh. I think I saw a video in Pittsburgh, right? We're going to make our pills here instead of in China. That should be an easy talking point on The View, and it's going to drop the price down, right? Now, this is in theory. This is an idea they have. Will it work? I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it does for every American. I hope it does for everybody. Everybody can get cheaper drugs, right? Finally challenging Big Pharma in a different way. Oh, but that means that direct pricing is going to get rich. Yeah, but you're taking money out of Big Pharma. Somebody has to make money off this, people. Sorry, Oh my goodness, it's tough sometimes. It's tough trying to. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you know how I'm feeling, because you've felt this way. And with that, let's finish up with our third story, right? Where I don't know. I don't think you're gonna be shocked, but let's check it out. Here we go.
A Los Angeles County woman has agreed to plead guilty to paying people on Skid Row to register to vote. Federal officials announcing the charge against Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong this week, which carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. The National News desk Jeff Hare is joining us. And according to her plea agreement, we do know Brown Armstrong allegedly worked as a petition circulator for nearly 2 decades. There is striking social media video. What else is coming to light?
So in that plea agreement, Brown Armstrong admitting to working as a paid petition circulator, allegedly targeting the homeless while gathering signatures throughout the Los Angeles area. The bombshell admission coming after federal officials got their hands on an undercover video.
Wow, let me pause right there, guys. What are we told? All the time we're told, votings are safe. There's no cheating, right? We're literally, that's what, the other side says all the time. And if there is, it's just a tiny bit. This woman here, Brenda Brown, she had been paying people to register to vote for 2 decades. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Put it down in the comments.
Justice Department announcing this week Brown Armstrong has been federally charged and has agreed to plead guilty to 1 felony count of paying another person to register to vote, including the homeless along LA Skid Row.
We're committed to protecting the integrity of all American elections at the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. But there needs to be a commitment by people and leaders here in California.
According to her plea agreement, Brown Armstrong, for nearly 2 decades, worked as a petition circulator, being paid by coordinators to gather signatures to qualify initiatives, recalls, and referendums for California state ballots. She paid the homeless around $2 or $3 to fill out voter registration forms, instructing them to use her own former LA residence. When asked what led federal officials to her, they pointed to this undercover video taken by James O'Keefe and the O'Keefe Media Group.
Wow.
Because you haven't registered, I need to register you so I can get paid too. I'm paying you guys, I need to get paid.
In it, you can see and hear Brown Armstrong handing out cash in exchange for those signatures.
I think that was widely reported.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's no longer an argument. This is a silly argument if anybody tries to make this. It clearly is happening. Cheating is clearly going on. And I'm not going to say it's just on one side and not the other. We have to take steps to protect the integrity of our voting system. This is... I have one question for you. One question, but let's finish this first.
It was all over the press, and as a result of that, we initiated and opened up a criminal investigation with the FBI.
Correspondent with O'Keefe Media Group, Michael Casey, was with the team on Skid Row filming undercover. He tells the National News Desk on Tuesday these federal charges prove their hard work paid off.
It wasn't just, a slap on the wrist. This is
good job. Good job,
result.
guys.
This is a guilty plea.
You should be proud.
I think this is just the beginning. So this is really the fruit of our labor paying off right now.
Casey adding with this guilty
American
plea,
patriots
the quote,
right there,
dam has
guys.
broken, as he expects more indictments to be handed down.
She is pleading guilty for a reason. She pled guilty right off the bat. She's definitely naming names. She's definitely telling
there we
people,
go.
What her sources were, who her contacts were, who's directing
there we
this
go.
illegal activity. And
that's the question I have for you guys.
It's going to lead to much more indictments.
A thought echoed by federal officials while announcing Brown Armstrong's charge.
Okay, there we go. That's the end of that video, guys. I had a question. Remember I told you? He kind of answered it right there at the very end. He said that so this scam was she would go down to the poorest area in Los Angeles, Skid Row, where all the homeless are, drug addicts, everybody, right? And she would then pay them money to vote. She'd pay them $2 or $3. But then in the video, you even heard her say, I got to get paid too, right? I got to get paid. So that tells you right there, this goes a lot deeper than we just scratched the surface. Who is paying this woman? That's what we need to know. And then who is paying that person and who is paying that person until it gets to the very, very top. That's literally, man, like crazy stuff. Now, I don't know if you've actually seen this story yet, right? But there's a reason. I don't know if you've seen this story. But I do know this. Check this out. All right. There it is. The media coverage for this story. Okay. This is taken this data is taken from Ground News, but what this is showing you is the left coverage on this, the center, and the right. So as you can clearly see, you go over to CNN right now, I bet you won't be able to find this story. It's not being covered at all. Middle, they're covering it. The right, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure you go to the to the right and it's front page news. I'm sure right now if you go to the right, there's something crazy about the Dems, and you go to the other side, there's something crazy. It's, these mainstream media is like they both have their issues. You know what I'm saying? They both have their issues, and so, but this to me really shows you the issue that the left is having, because in one minute they'll put people on their show. Oh, our elections are safe. There's no cheating. Nothing's going on. It's impossible to cheat. The system is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what they tell you all the time. They tell you all the time. But then this story comes out. They don't tell you about it. They keep it quiet. I wonder why. I wonder if they're maybe just trying to persuade you to think a certain way. I don't know, guys. This is why, I try to do common sense commentary and let you know what I think and feel about a story. So with that said, guys, we are at the very end, and now it's time to go some of the comments from the last video. Actually, this is one of my favorite parts of my videos. Okay, Dan Rocks, number 7, he says, do you really think an ICE agent running down an illegal criminal alien is going to stop and read the sign and then stop the chase? LOL, total waste of money. Now, Dan, I know that you are actually referring to the signs that Karen Bass put up. Cost them around, $500,000. And you're right on the money, man. What a complete waste of money. Because, yeah, they're the federal government. They can go where they want. Those little signs don't do anything. Give me a break. And, the funny part about that, though, is the other way, right? The signs there, ICE don't care. They're running after the guy. They go catch the guy. And all of a sudden, everybody just gathers around the ICE agent with the guy, in California. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? Let him go. Let him go. And he's like, no, he's a criminal who, has done a lot of bad things, a lot of bad things. And they're like, no, he's one of us. We support them all. We don't think for ourselves that what you might be doing is getting rid of the bad ones. You know what I'm saying? We can literally have a conversation about that could take a couple hours. So let's move on, Dan. Thank you, though, for the comment. Let's go to the next. Barry Williams 991 says there should be no public employee unions. Oh, dang. That must be you must be coming from that union, that sponsored union, that sponsored ad against Pratt, right? That's who you're referring to. And yeah. So with me, I'm not sure if I fully agree with that. I do agree that there has to be a lot more restrictions and accountability for their behavior. But I also do know, just from my personal experience with my wife, she works for a pretty big company, and she took a job that was non-union, and she worked there for I think 6 years, and in 6 years she got like a $2 raise in 6 years. It was something crazy like that, right? And then when she joined a union position, and now she is making a lot more. Like, she's getting raises all the time. So, I do think that's one of the things unions should be fighting for. I don't think corporate companies are really have the best interest when it comes to the people. But I do think, though, that there has to be a lot more oversight and making sure that they're not overstepping their boundaries. Okay, and let's go to the final, guys. Here is the final comment. Chris Lowry 2516 says lots of cities have needle programs, even Pittsburgh does. It's about health and the stop of spreading disease. They will use regardless. The idea if they don't get free needles, they will rob and steal to get them is ridiculous. Anyone who doesn't understand why they have a needle exchange should not be giving their opinion on it. Just like morons who don't understand politics or don't pay any attention to them should STFU. All right, Chris. Well, first of all, thanks for taking the time to really speak your mind. I get it. That was very upsetting what I said. There's no way we can't just disagree to agree. But at the same time, I actually did leave a comment for your comment where I kind of said, hey, you know what? You're right. I missed that one. I try to do these live without breaking it down and stopping it, right? I just want to be authentic. And so, yeah, you're right. That probably wasn't the smartest thing to say, and it doesn't really make any sense. But you really missed the bigger point. And the bigger point is two things. One, the needle program is enabling these people, not helping them, right? And the needle program has issues on its own. For instance, right now in California, they're actually arresting people who were handing out needles because they ended up turning themselves into the drug dealer. So we're giving these homeless people state money. The needle program shows up, hands them, the drug dealer can now be their medic person. Wow, what a crazy world we live in. But I'm sure, Chris, you'll either not ever see this, or you'll reply with, oh, you just don't know what you're talking about. You need to stop it. So peace. You take care. Next. Okay, guys. Thank you if you are still here. I truly appreciate you being all the way to the end of this video. That is awesome, and thank you so much. Now, with that said, before you leave, do make sure and share this video with a friend, okay? I know you know somebody who could watch this and say, oh, you know what? I agree, I disagree, but this guy, he's just common sense, right? Next, leave a comment. Right now, I believe the comments are unlocked, and so anybody can leave a comment. But once I reach 10,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to lock the comments, and so you have to become a subscriber to leave a comment, because I will feature you. I read all the comments, and I pick one of the comments, guys, 3 actually, to go on the next video where I then discuss that comment, right? And I try to be fair about it. And finally, like and subscribe, guys. Hit the bell. Boink. Hit it. And don't miss anything. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. You take care.